morning, y'all. Good morning. What is up, everybody? Let me actually go main camera and let me say good morning to everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope you guys are having a good one. I'm doing all right. I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm tired, but happy New Year's to everyone that I have not talked to. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Everyone that's watching now and everyone that watches later. I am on here because first we're going to talk about a few things, but we got to make sure we get to the phone flipping buyers right now. I waited midweek to do this video because I wasn't really hearing from every buyer on Sunday and Monday. Now, I wanted to make sure that I had a few price lists, but also updated the price sheet before I actually did this video. If you don't know, every single week we will be going live to update you guys on phone pricing. Now, when it comes to phone pricing this week, we have some interesting things that have shifted and changed. The iPhone 17 ended up going up a little bit from last week. Now, I'm talking about they ended up paying a little more. And I do want to take a little of the credit because I obviously was against the fact that they were paying so low. But I do think at the same time, there is going to always be a change, especially since we are in January, and January is a horrible month, okay? Horrible month. All right, we're going to stick to just talking about phones that are used, okay? We're going to talk about used devices today. We're not going to be talking about new, okay? I want to just hop into used, and I'm gonna explain why in 1 second. All right, so number one, I want to make this very clear. We need to make this month count. The rest of this month needs to count. If you have not been grinding, if you've taken a little time off, you slipping like a transmission, this is the mistake a lot of resellers make. They end up dropping and just relaxing in January. I used to be one of them because you feel like, oh, man, this month is not going to be the month for me. Everyone is bouncing back from the holidays. Well, it is true that they are bouncing back from the holidays, but you could still capitalize, you could still set up, and you can still put yourself in a position to get the success you want. All right, I just wanted to make sure we were vocal. Okay, cool. Shout out to the like on Educated Hustler, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Now, we're going to first start talking about the iPhone 17 Pro Maxes. And then after I talk about these prices with the phones, we're going to then talk about iCloud Lock. We're going to talk about MacBooks, Apple Watches. I'm going to do a full rundown. Then we're going to go ahead, hopefully make a few offers. Then I'm going to get into a little product reselling spill. I want to go over a slide that basically is going to run down and set you guys up for success when it comes to reselling in general. I'll probably chop it up and put it on Hustler Taught Me. That's my other channel as well. It's going to be a full guide, basically, of reselling and how you should start reselling, especially in 2026. There's a certain way you want to do it with all of the terms and policies changing in 2026. Now, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, I'm going to zoom in, guys. Don't worry. This right here for the 256 is $840. Now, that went up, I believe, $20. I know the new, went up $20. I, again, still think that $840 is low. But you have to understand, too, they are in high demand, but also easy to source. People can go to T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon, and just say, hey, I want to get a new phone plan. I want to trade in a device. They trade in the device, and then they get a phone on that carrier. So you see T-Mobile, iPhone on us, and Verizon with the same promotion, and T-Mobile as well. Well, the reason they had that promotion is, one, they don't actually pay for the iPhones. They don't make money off of the iPhones. They actually end up making money off of the service, giving you that phone for free. Basically helps them when it comes to you staying with them longer. If they give you that phone for free, put you in a 4-year obligation or term, you then are locked into that company for 4 years, unless you get it unlocked, obviously, okay? That is like the main staple of phone stores. But the iPhone 17 Pro Max locked $770. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about, especially when it comes to phone flipping, guys, is whenever you're looking at any price list, you want to look at this, okay? We're going to just look at the main high ticket device right now, but this works for every device, okay? So look at how for the iPhone 17 Pro Max unlocked 256, it says like new $840. And then look how it says for locked iPhone 17 Pro Max 256, $770. So let's actually pull up this calculator real quick because it's something you got to see. It's something you got to see because this tells you if you should buy this phone. Ready? So if we look at that 840 mark and then we subtract $770, we see it's a $70 difference. As long as the phone that is locked is under $100 difference, you need to know that it is worth, instead of buying that iPhone 17 Pro Max for 800 and, well, you wouldn't buy it for 800. This is what buyers are paying. So instead of buying it for $800, let's say, or $790, because you would deduct whatever you want your profit to be, you can literally buy an iPhone 17 Pro Max locked for $675, $700. So you can save more money without having to push too much money out. That gives you more flexibility. You end up winning and coming out on top in the long run. Why is this important? Well, it's important because if you're somebody out there that is trying to secure your profit and you have a lot of money to work with, a iPhone 17 Pro Max locked 256 is going to be way more valuable than the unlock, because the unlock is going to not only cost you more money to get, it's also going to be harder for you to sell because you have to charge people up. You have to charge more, right? So again, that theory that, you don't want to buy unlocked phones, instead you want to buy locked phones because the locked phones will sell to more people, even though you think that, well, unlocked phones are available and able to be used by everyone. Everyone don't need an unlocked phone, and everyone doesn't prioritize a unlocked phone. They prioritize a phone. That's the difference. That's like me saying, yo, bro, I want a Maserati, and you be in a car dealer, and you say, hey, Brandon, you want the Mazda? I say, yes, sir, I do. And then you say, okay, well, I got two options. I got one that has 5,000 miles, and we charging $40K. And then I got one that don't have no miles, and we're charging $180K. I'm every time I'm going for the cheaper option. Give me the one that got some miles on it, because I know for a fact that car ain't going to do nothing for me but drive me from point A to point B. Now, all my car enthusiasts, I'm not really getting in debt with it, but I'm just saying a hypothetical as an example. You want to make sure you're prioritizing your profit, but also the risk, right? So this is a good example too. The iPhone 17 Air, A+ grade. Look at that, $490 unlocked for the 256, but for the A+ locked, it's $400. So I'd rather pay $350 for an iPhone 17 Air locked rather than $425 or $450 or $440, right? And the prices that I'm kicking out, guys, is me minus and subtracting $50 from every price on this list, because every price on this list is the exact amount that a buyer is going to pay you. So in order for you to get the phone, you have to pay someone less than this to get a profit, okay? All right. Now, the iPhone 17, A+ grade, B+ grade, B grade, C grade, and D grade, all crappy prices, okay? Unlocked, I don't see any benefit because the iPhone 17 base models I don't really see as a lucrative transaction for any of us. I don't think that you're going to make any profit really kicking out $450 for iPhone 17, okay? The iPhone 17 is not one of those devices. It's not a device that I'm kicking out that much bread for, because I know for a fact that I'm able to get that phone literally from a store, zero taxes down. You know what I mean? So you just, again, want to make sure you're prioritizing exactly what you are trying to make. All right? So be smart, be cautious. Don't just buy something because you feel like it is a phone that is popular and people are going to want, because that is, again, not going to put money in your pocket. All right? Now, the 16 Pro Max unlocked $256 versus the locked $256, $30 difference. Now, remember when I said a couple minutes ago that you want to subtract, and if it is under $100, then you can go ahead and you can either buy the locked and prioritize the locked over the unlocked. Well, guess what? This is a really good case. If you're buying a 16 Pro Max unlocked, when you could literally get the locked for cheaper, you're tripping. You're tripping, okay? Because look at it. The iPhone 16 Pro Max locked is $600. So a buyer will pay you $600 for the locked phone and only $630 for the unlocked. Well, do you know how much I gotta do to get that unlocked one, man? I'm not, bro, keep that 30, bro. Keep that 30, you heard? I don't even want it. I'm not paying $570 for iPhone 16 Pro Max unlocked. That's number one. But I'm not gonna get an unlocked device when I can get a locked one for way cheaper. Why do we get locked phones for cheaper? It's because people already devalue them. They don't think that locked are valued. A lot of people watching me right now or later are going to think in their heads at some point, I can't buy a locked phone. I have so many students that tell me that when we first get on our first call, hey, Brandon, what type of phones do you get? I'm like, yo, bro, I get T-Mobile, I get Boost, I get Mint Mobile, I get all these phones. Oh, well, I never knew you can get locked phones. Bro, locked phones are the best. They're the cheapest. What you mean, bro? Locked phones are the best. I'd rather give me a locked phone than anything else, man. And that's a fact. That's a fact. All right. So locked phones are always better. All right. They always better. All right, cool. Let's move on, man. Let's move on. It's so good to see y'all, man. Whether it's now or later, I love y'all, man. I just want to let y'all know, man. It's the morning. What time is it, man? It's 9:12 a.m. on the East Coast. And I just want to let everybody know that sees me. I love y'all, man. I hope y'all have a good day, man. That's all I'm saying, man. If it's nighttime when you're watching this, good night. And I hope you have a great night. You feel me? All right. So the iPhone 16 Pro, now this is a difference. No, it's not. I'm tripping. I still would buy locked. Now I would start buying these phones. Now we're getting to the phones that I would say I would start buying. Okay, so 1,000% I would buy a 16 Pro locked because it sounds sexy. You hear me? It sounds sexy. Now, what I mean by that is, if you look at the 16 Pro lock, right? And you think about it, just think about it for a second. What's more valuable? An iPhone 16 Pro Max or an iPhone 16 Pro? What's more valuable? What y'all think? What's more valuable? You know, you got to put the hand sanitizer on once you put some stuff on your lips and all that, man. Make sure y'all washing your hands. What's more valuable? What's more valuable, the 16 Pro Max or the 16 Pro? I'm gonna tell you, the 16 Pro is not as valuable as the Pro Max, but the reason I asked that is because if you look at the difference, it's a $230 difference that the buyers are paying out, but also it's a $230 difference that I save. Now, let's again remember that no matter what phone you get, you're still going to make around the same profit, as long as it's not anything under like a 15, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, so we'll talk about that in a second, because again, it's important for us to remember that 16s, 15s, okay, yep. So 16s and 15s are going to always be the phones that are going to be prime. They're going to be the phones that we want to actually buy. And the reason you want to buy 16s and 15s, let me get this other one up, y'all, is because 15s and 16s will always be low price, and low price devices are what we're trying to attract. We're trying to get those low prices, those low cost, those low entry devices, okay? All right, so speaking of that, I want to actually, I don't know why I can't, I'm trying to see where the hell, am I tripping? All right, cool, cool, cool. I was tripping, man. I'm like, where the 15 and the 16 plus at, man? All right, cool, let's go back, man. All right, so now we got this, right? The 16 plus unlocked. Do I need to move this in a little bit, y'all? I think I do, man. Let me move this thing in, man. All right, so the 16 plus unlocked, just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Yo, B, why shouldn't I buy it? All right, bro, you want me to tell you? iPhone 16 Plus, right? Why is the iPhone 16 Plus so rarely discussed? It's crazy. Everywhere I see and go, all I see is either the 16 Pro or the 16. Although I've hardly seen discussion or excitement about the Plus model. It's because of the pricing, someone says. No, that's not true necessarily. It's because the phone sucks. It's because it's one of the worst phones they ever came out with, because it's no real difference, okay? I am looking for, though, I want to see something. $800 for a bigger screen. The iPhone 16 is absolutely insane. But what's more messed up and insane, oh crap, I know I didn't just do what I think I just did. Oh, okay, I didn't. What's more messed up and insane, right, is how the hell does the iPhone 16 Plus cost $800? Okay, but a buyer's only going to pay me $500. Okay, now see, you remember when I was like, okay, when I look at flipping phones, and again, this is why people are not profitable. This is why people don't make money flipping phones. And to be honest, flipping phones is trash, right? It's not about flipping phones. It's about creating a business starting with flipping phones. But we'll talk about that in a second. The problem that I have, right, with a lot of these phones is people don't get it through their heads that the game is not about how much money you start with. The game isn't about how much money you have in phones. I have some students, they'll come to me and start bragging. They're like, yo, B, I got 10K in phones on me right now. And in my head, I'm thinking dummy. But outside, I'm like, dang, why, bro? You know what I mean? It's like, I also have some people that come to me like, yo, bro, bump your course, man. I don't even want the course. I want to pay you $5,000 just to have you walk me. No, don't pay me no damn $5,000. I don't want your $5,000, bro. You better go ahead and put that $5,000 into some other stuff. You better put 25 cent. I said 25 cent. 25% in phone flipping. Put about 40% in a reselling. Put about 10% in marketing, and then the other percent you go ahead and take and you put that in your check-ins or put in the Roth IRA account or something. But listen, let me tell y'all something. The name of the game in flipping phones is about how much money you keep. It's about how much money you actually keep. Now, I know that sounds very contradicting because I tell you guys not to save money, right? Don't. But it's all about what is left over for you to extract and put into something else. Because, see, the iPhone 16 Plus, the reason I wouldn't buy it is not because it's a horrible phone. Because a phone is a phone, and if a phone works, somebody will buy it. But here's where Apple missed, and also a lot of phone flippers missed, because when you get the iPhone 16 Plus, not only do buyers pay you an astronomically low, shitty price, but it's hard for you to actually flip and sell to a consumer. That's where people mess up, because you can't flip that to a consumer. Nobody's gonna be like, oh my God, you have an iPhone 16 Plus. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nobody about to do that, bro. Oh my God, do you still have the 16 Plus available? I don't even know when the last time I heard somebody ask me for a 16 Plus. Let's see if there's any in my area. 16 Plus. A 16 Plus. Not an iPhone 16. Not an iPhone 17. A 16 plus? That's what I would say if somebody got me that for like Christmas or something. A 16 plus? It's like, nah. But nah, a 16 plus is one of the worst phones, right? Look, somebody trying to sell 7, this person trying to sell theirs for 565. This person, they had 400. See, and that's the thing. Like, even if I look up the most recent guys, I'm still gonna have trouble finding a person to actually buy the phone, because look at where my competition is. They're struggling to sell with the 16 plus. And these look like good ass phones, right? Really good phones. But ain't nobody buying this shit. Ain't nobody buying no iPhone 16 plus. Now, ain't nobody buying the 16 plus. You know what I'm saying is a fact, bro. Nobody buying that bullshit. That's a fact. So don't do it, man. Don't buy a 16 plus. Okay. iPhone 16. Now the buyers are paying $480, close to $500 for unlocked, but they're paying $350 for a lock. Now remember, again, I want to remember, this is all, every time I do these segments and these lives, my main purpose is to teach something new, right? I want you to always come away with something, right? Well, today's something is going to be the fact that you have to inspect what you expect. Look at this. 16s, 480 for an unlocked, but 350 for a lock. That's $130 difference. This is different. This is not less than 100. Remember, if I said less than 100, you buy locked. But if it's more than 100, you buy unlocked, or you don't buy at all. Now, I will say that rule only is going to make sense if you are only focused on selling to wholesale buyers. But if you're somebody trying to sell to a consumer, now we're getting into sticky territory. Because see, if I look this up on OfferUp, which I'm gonna do, I guarantee you there's gonna be room for profit if we had an iPhone 16 that we got for $300. If we got an iPhone 16 we got for $260, right? Like, that is going to be a price point where we could actually make the 16 work. So if I was to tell you guys right now a phone that I would be literally scavenging for right now and buying right now because it's so cheap is the iPhone 16. And I mean, that's literally really evident, but an iPhone 16 is the best phone for you to buy right now. You heard me say it. Now you might be like, well, why not a 16 plus, B? Well, the reason the 16 plus, I said 16 plus, but a 16 Pro Max, which I don't have on this sheet right now, but the 16 Pro Max is even more inflated. It's like $600 or something that they're paying. But if that is what they're paying, remember, if the price right here is high, that most likely means that real people that actually get phones all the time, that sell it to people like me and you, they're gonna want more money because they have a buyer in their ear saying, yo, I'll pay you $600, I'll pay you $350, I'll pay you this. So you have to really anticipate that these prices on these lists, especially on the phone flipping buyers price list, we have a shout out to everybody that has joined the phone flipping prices as well, which I'll talk about in a second. But we have a beautiful ecosystem because see, $350 is not, I repeat, it is not a high price point for a wholesale buyer to actually pay you for iPhone 16. So what we're going to do, if you are my student, this is what I would tell you, is we're going to buy as many 16s as possible. But we're going to buy them for under $250 or $250, right? So we're going to literally try to stay in the $250 realm. And you might be like, well, that's unrealistic, right? Well, I like when people say that's unrealistic because I do agree. Like, I think that a lot of us do believe that it is harder to actually flip phones that it's literally not hard to flip, right? Like that's somebody. We actually start underestimating ourselves. Is that my dog? I don't want anybody to try to catch me slipping here. All right, so look, the iPhone 16, right? I'm sorry, I'm hearing noises now. Somebody here? Huh. He'll be barking. Anyway, iPhone 16, right? Look at the prices. Now, again, I keep trying to tell y'all, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm not one of them phone flippers that went from phone flipping to selling game systems, to selling diabetes strips, to selling clothes, to selling dish detergent, laundry detergent. No, like this is what I love to do. And I don't say that to like throw jabs at people. I say that to let you know, like, this ain't a part-time for me. You know what I mean? So when I try to give you guys this information, it's not because I'm telling you something I don't do. It's because I'm telling you things that I do. I'm telling you things that I tell my staff to do. I'm telling you things that actually work, right? So the iPhone 16, you can literally see that when we type that in, we can go to recent first where we're at, and I can see that this person, he's promoting one, and he also has a regular listing, or he's promoting this listing, right? But here's the difference, right? If I look, it says 10 hours ago. This is a prime listing right here. Look at this phone. This phone is okay. If I was to tell you guys some things that I see, number one, green flag having a wallpaper, because that lets me know this is a real person. And then I can see the shape of his head. It looked just like this, y'all. It looked just, his head looked just like this head. Like, look at that. He got like a little eraser head. You know what I mean? So we know that's him. I mean, the sheets is absolutely insane. This is a guy, right? Yeah, he got tats. He a guy. The sheets is insane. I see the news. So I know this person is legitimately in Philly. I feel like, yeah, he's good, right? He's good. And he has my hotel app and all that. So maybe I don't know what he got going. But anyway, the problem is, though, that is true. The problem is this guy look white, but this guy holding it look black. Wait, hold up now. Am I tripping? This guy look black, right? This guy look black now. This guy right here look black. This guy right here don't look black. So, matter of fact now, we in a little sticky situation. Another sticky situation that I see is a SOS right here, which means the phone isn't on. Now you might be like, well, why is that sticky? Well, it's okay that it ain't on, but how is it not on, but you got all these notifications right here? Now you might be like me, you tripping right now because maybe he just got his iCloud hooked up. Maybe. But this guy ain't black. So now I got an issue, because it seems like this is a scammer or somebody that's going to sell me an iCloud locked phone. Now, I'm not trying to jump to conclusions, but I'm jumping, okay, leaping, if you will. But I will say, if I was somebody that was going to negotiate or even try to talk to this person, I gotta fill this out. Now, he got one rating is 5 stars. I feel good about that. But now I gotta ask him, is this iCloud locked? Because you're not that person. Okay, so what I would do is I see on the buyer's price list right here. Oh, excuse me, that's our buyer's price list. Oh, shoot. I see on the price list right here that for the 16, my buyer will pay $350 if it was whatchamacallit, if it was what am I trying to say, y'all? If it was locked, right? I don't believe he says if it's locked. He says slightly damaged, locked, throw an offer. And then that throw an offer thing don't make me feel good. So I don't know if this is locked. He said it's slightly damaged, doesn't show the damage. Maybe he's saying this. I think this person stole his phone, to be honest. I'm being honest. I think he stole the phone. Like, he do got like a eraser-shaped head, but his hand is black, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, they got the same eraser-shaped head, but he black. His name is Quadir. All right, bro, like, we gotta ask some questions. So I'm gonna be like, I could do 200. He said throw offers. I could do 200. This iCloud locked, right? Now, usually when you're assuming something like this, they're going to wonder why you're asking that with no information. They're not going to say that. They're not, oh, why you're asking that? No. In their head, they're like, yo, this guy caught on, or why he think that? Or he must be experienced because he caught me in the scam I'm trying to do. I'm not going to respond. So it all depends. We're going to try to see. He listed this 10 hours ago. I do want to check one more thing, and I'm just showing you guys my thought process when it comes to this. Is this the same listing? Yeah, it is. Okay, so he's promoting the same listing. He got some bread behind it, which is interesting. But let's continue, okay? We'll see if he responds. The 16E is a device I would never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever, never, ever buy. Now, the reason is the 16E is a device that is supposed to be similar to the iPhone 5S, the iPhone 5C, like those type of phones. The phones that are small but don't really hold value. Now, why is this important? It's because a lot of people will see this and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm going to buy a 16E. Well, let's make this clear, because if we do our research, which again, I'm doing this to show you guys how to do this research, iPhone 16E. Now, if you go ahead and get the price list, guys, you'll be able to see. Now, the price list is a price list that you pay for one time. Now, the reason is we have buyers on this price list, and you also get to use the buyers on the price list to make you money. Now, people, I would say about 88% of the people that get this price list on their first order, so they're literally going to be letting buyers buy their phones. They're making money, but most importantly, able to learn how to use this to make offers on platforms like Facebook and also OfferUp. So look at how this person got an iPhone 16 and it says needs gone today. Insane. Insane. Now, why is this insane, B? Well, let me explain to you why it's insane. Because this person has just lost all the leverage. This person joined in December 2025. We're in January 2026. Scam. This guy's fake. Nobody's going to make a listing for $275 for an iPhone 16E. That's number one. If they do, they're absolutely insane and they need some help. Why? Because this phone don't even look like it's worth $300, okay? Now, he says it's unlocked. Serious buyers only. Be direct. I don't know what this person's talking about, but the demands make it seem again like a scam. Now, another thing I will say is the post is posted 2 times. That is another way to tell, okay, this is a red flag, bruh. I ain't really banging with him because it seemed like he a little too desperate. Right now, do I think this device is a clone? I don't. It says battery health, normal. It says maximum capacity for the battery, 100%. Cycle count, 0. So instead of putting IMEI, this guy puts the battery health. So it shows me that this person has sold phones before, because he has the same ignorant mentality that a lot of phone flippers have, which is showing the wrong information because they don't understand that it's not about showing information. It's about letting the person that wants to buy the phone look at the information and then research it themselves. Like, I'd rather you give me the IMEI rather than the battery health, because I don't give a hell about the battery health. I can get the battery replaced. I give a hell about what the freak is going on with the phone when it comes to the account, when it comes to it being unlocked, when it comes to it being blacklisted, and etc. So when you see things like this, you need to make sure you're doing your due diligence. And of course, what do I say all the time? Inspect what you expect and make sure you're making it clear, if we were interested, which we're not, that you need to the IMEI, especially something that is so overpriced like this. So what I would do with this is leave it alone, because again, it says the iPhone 16e 128 locked is $200. I would assume that device that he has right there is locked. Even though he's saying it's unlocked, he hasn't shown me any of that. Plus, I'm gonna give you guys a really good little tip. Ready? So you see how he said this is unlocked, right? So he said iPhone 16e black 256, never used, comes with wires. That is somebody interesting that's saying it, because when it says comes with wires, who the hell says wires, not charger? You see, you catching my drift now, right? Like, it don't sound right. And then he says, inbox is unlocked. Now, who the hell says inbox unlocked? How the hell would it be unlocked when the first use was December 2025? Make it clear. Now, you might be like, yo, B, what are you talking about? So let me actually cook. Let me tell you. So if you look up right now, iPhone 16e, right? We look up iPhone 16e pricing, okay? This is how you can tell a seasoned phone flipper from somebody that's just doing whatever they want, right? When you look up the iPhone 16, it says starts at $599, right? So at what point did you pay the $599 to get this phone and just say, I'm just going to take $300? No, what seems to be the case is this is somebody that either let a scammer use their account. This is somebody who stole a phone. This is somebody that came across a device. This is somebody that created their own account, got a free iPhone 16 on us, and now they're trying to sell it because they need bread. We are in January 2026. I'm going to tell y'all something. January 2026 is one of the worst months for resellers. It's one of the worst months for phone flippers. Matter of fact, it's one of the worst months for a lot of people. Why? Because now they're broke. A lot of people have spent and maxed out their credit cards. They're in debt. A lot of people are going through financial struggles and hard times right now. So guess what? They are trying to find ways to make money. Shit, I go through my own financial troubles in January. My business slower than molasses right now, right? When it comes to reselling and phone flipping, everybody has to get reorganized. Phone stores, T-Mobiles, Verizon, AT&Ts. January, September, worst months, facts. So you got to be very careful because this person's trying to catch you slipping like a transmission. And you got to make sure that you're preparing yourself by doing the right product research and also looking at the clues. You got to read the room, right? You got to read the post. Now, so we would just leave this guy alone because he's obviously not worth it. If I did want to actually play with it, I would probably offer him $100 and see what he says. But I ain't even finna do all of that. Now, the 15 Pro Max, $810. Sealed, activated. Oh, these are going to be newer devices as well. So that means his device probably is even lower. Now, I wouldn't even buy no 15 Pro Max. I wouldn't buy none of these. They're too high. Again, the key is to keep as much money as you can into another and put it into another phone. So you want to keep as much money as you can while also maintaining as much inventory as you can. So what I'm basically saying is instead of spending $800 on one phone, I'd rather spend $800 and get 4. Because see, I may only sell 2 to a buyer and then I'll try to sell the other 2 to a consumer. So that makes it all pan out, gives me more options, and I become out profitable no matter what. What else, man? What else, man? Look at the iPhone 15 Plus. Now, we already saw that the 16 Plus was what? Like, was it $800, right? So if it's $800, what the hell is the 15 Plus, right? See, what Apple did was Apple put too many phone models out all at once or in a small time frame. Now they're all getting crunched up with pricing. Everything is just priced so close together. Look at this. So the iPhone 15 typically starts around $899, but that doesn't make sense because when you go here and then you look up the 16 Plus, right? It says the 16 Plus, $899. So you mean $899 for the 16 Plus, but for the 15 Plus, it's $899? Somebody make it make sense, please. Somebody make it make sense. And then what you'll see is you'll go iPhone 16 Plus. You'll see people trying to get 600 for it, right? 500 for it. But then when you look up the 15 Plus, look at this shit. Look at this shit. $500. Now, I will say people are adapting, right? Because obviously they're not getting sales. So they are actually pricing their stuff a little lower. This person has an iPhone 15 Plus for $280, but he says read the description. Let's see what my guy talking about. Oh, he think this is he think this shit Amazon or AliExpress with this description. This some bullshit. You heard? Like, willing to negotiate reasonable offer, perfect if you want a newer phone. This guy is a scammer. That's a fact. And why? Because I could even, oh no, I'm wrong. Let me shut the hell up. I'm wrong. I think this is just an older person, don't know what they're doing. Why? 7 reviews, joined April 2022. I like that. I wouldn't buy it. That phone looks scratched up. That phone looked like it's been through some wars. All right, cool. So that's going to be the iPhone 17 to the iPhone 15 model. I feel like maybe we can get into some other type of devices. What you guys think? Should we go into the 14 Pro Maxes? Because when it comes to the 14 Pro, I'll run through it fast because I do know that some people watch these because they're actually getting their information from this, and I want you to profit as much as possible. So the iPhone 14 Pro Max sealed is $610. I wouldn't do it. Look at that $200 difference with the locked, which means that if you are going to buy the iPhone 14 Pro Max, you better buy an iPhone 14 Pro Max locked because you're going to be able to get it for around $350, $340. That's a win. Then you got the iPhone 14 Pro unlocked. That's absolutely insane. It's $590 new, but then it's $370 locked. That don't even make sense. That's a really big drop, bro. I would leave that alone. Now, if we're looking at the iPhone 14s, right? Forget all the other crap. The 14 Plus, we're not even going to entertain that. The Plus, any Plus of the iPhone is one of the worst phones known to mankind. But look at the 14. Now, the reason I'm telling you guys all about this 14 is because when you're a phone flipper and you're just trying to get a phone, I just want to explain, and this is a really good time to show you guys why you need a price list. Y'all see right now, the market value for an iPhone 14 is under $200, right? Do you see that here or no? I want you to ask yourself that question. Do you see that the iPhone 14 is, or would you assess that the iPhone 14 is worth less than $200? Yes or no? I want an answer. Yes or no, y'all? I want y'all to answer this one. In your head, in the chat, answer this one. Do not cheat yourself. Answer this one. Why? Because if you think that the iPhone 14 is worth more than $200, quit phone flipping. Please, don't do it. It's not for you. You're too irrational, okay? We got to get you to another income stream because this ain't for you. The iPhone 14 is one of the cheapest devices on the price list. Why? Because nobody want that. Don't nobody want that. Look, it ain't even being sold. So you go ahead and you overlook and you like, oh, well, 14 is just a few years away from the 16 and the 15. So if I get this 14 model, I'm still going to be able to make money. No, you're not, bro. Like, the dream you're selling yourself is absolutely ignorant. You ain't going to get nothing. Diddly squiddly squat. You ain't going to make your money back. You going to hit me up like I'm Mr. Fix-It-All, bro. People do that with eBay automation. They do that with reselling in general, and they do it with phone flipping. And I'm telling you guys right now, in order to help your own damn self, what you're going to need to do is realize that you got to stop being in your emotions and thinking you know everything and use a price list that actually shows everything. That's the difference. It's a difference when it comes to business. Business, you don't need to know everything. You just need to be able to look at something that's showing everything, especially in your niche. So if you have a phone flipping price list, that would tell you more than what you know. That's why every single week I do these videos looking at the price list, because a lot of us can assume that we know what the price is, but you don't know what the price is if you're not actually doing your research. You hear me? You got to do your research. All right? So that just shows you right there, the 14 ain't worth not a goddamn thing. The most I would pay for an iPhone 14 is a pack of Skittles, Sour Patches, and a watermelon Arizona. That's it. That's all somebody can get from me for 14. Now, that is actually extreme. I do get it. I'm just joking. I'd probably pay $100 if somebody was hassling me and this person was in front of me and they needed some bread. I could do 125. I could do 125. I could do that. Because what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and position the iPhone 14 like the iPhone 11 used to be. Where the iPhone 11 was so popular for the longest. Now, the iPhone 11 reminds me of the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The best phone Apple has ever created. You don't believe me, huh? You don't believe me, huh? You don't think I really do this shit, do you? You must not think I really do this shit, do you? Right? Well, look. How the hell the iPhone 13 Pro Max come out? When the hell did it come out? When did it come out? When did the iPhone 13 Pro Max come out? Why am I asking that? Well, because it still holds value. iPhone 13 Pro Max. And I'm going to tell you why it still has value. The iPhone 13 Pro Max released in 2021. The iPhone 13 Pro Max is worth $500, $400. Facts. But why? Why would it be worth that though? Because then you look at something like so that was in 2021. The iPhone 14 Pro Max was released in 2022. Great. We can make a good comparison. So the Pro Max right now still activated. So we got 400 and then unlocked in general, because sealed activated is absolutely insane. You're not going to find that. So we're just going to actually look at the real stuff, right? Just open and activate it, right? $400, and then we got $360 if it's, we got $400 if it's locked, $450 if it's unlocked, right? But when you look at the Pro Maxes here, what are you at? Same price. I mean, a little bit more if it's unlocked, but the locked is the same price as the 13. Now, what does this mean? So let me explain what this means in the phone flipping industry, right? So this shows you that the iPhone 13 Pro Max has a unique value. People still want it. People are still buying it. I mean, you could literally look it up in your area, and I guarantee you, you'll find some people that are selling it, and they're only selling it because it's worth money, right? Let's see, iPhone 13 Pro Max. And this is what Apple did, okay? Apple did something stupid. And I think that Apple regrets doing this move. Look at that, still people selling it. But Apple did one of the dumbest things I think they've ever done. Or maybe almost. Maybe I'm exaggerating. Maybe, I think I'm exaggerating. But they did something stupid. And it's just my opinion. Apple went to straight eSIMs. Now, I know they did it because people were finessing, scamming, getting them unlocked, and causing Apple a loss, causing phone stores a loss. I think what happened was, I think the phone stores talked to Apple and they said, hey, we want to keep selling your products, but we have a bunch of shrinkage. We have people that are coming to us, getting the promotion, then they're getting the phone unlocked and they're just leaving and they're switching their SIM cards. And I think Apple thought, oh, okay, we have a fix for that. We're just going to use an eSIM. Are you fucking kidding me? Because when they did that, all the people overseas did was find a solution. They found a solution to still be able to get phones unlocked, still be able to switch carriers, still be able to swap SIMs. So everything they did was pointless. But what they did was they kept one phone model king. iPhone 13 Pro Max. If you had two brand new phones in front of me, it was a 17 Pro Max and it was a 13 Pro Max, you want to know which one I'll choose? It's 13. Why though? Not because of the features. Not because of the look. But because if I don't like your company and I could just walk away and just swap SIMs and not have to call you to swap it for me. If I didn't have to go into the store to replace my SIM and could just get a SIM card mailed out to me or something, I'll do that. And then you might be like, well, Brandon, you could just call and swap out an eSIM. You're right. But that still gives them control. And I know you may be like, well, the SIM card still gives them control, but it's the illusion of you being able to do it yourself, in my opinion. You have some people out here that love the feeling of feeling like they can do things themselves and don't need other people. And I think that the iPhone 13 embodies that. You know what I mean? I think the iPhone 13 embodies independence. The last independent phone where you are actually able to do what the hell you wanted on it. Not like feature-wise, but you get what I'm saying. Carrier-wise. So it always held its value. So I would definitely buy iPhone 13s. You're not going to find no new ones, though. Because they don't even make them anymore. They had to stop making them because they were so valuable, right? All right, so those are going to be the devices, guys, the phones, okay? Now, what we'll do next is we got a few more to talk about, a few more slides, like price lists. So let's talk about some iPads, right? We're gonna run through these iPads quick because I don't like talking about iPads. Too many numbers and shit. And the names is confusing and shit. The generations and shit, like, oh my God. We'll talk about these goddamn iPads. Now, I want to make this clear. When you're going to flip phones, you're going to find a lot of people, okay? They're going to be scammers. They're going to be people that are regular. You're going to find a lot of different people. And I talk about this in all of my videos because, you know, when you're flipping phones, one of the beautiful things about it is that you actually do have that independence. You have that freedom. You could actually source from different places and do things that, you know, others with other income streams can't. You can sell and be able to inflate prices. You can sell to people that need it. You become the plug. There's a lot of benefits, right? And let's be real. The benefits are sort of kind of very lucrative to all of us, right? We all feel a sense of comfort being able to charge what we want for a product that we know we can profit from, right? Like there's a sense of strength in buying a phone rather than a sense of strength in buying a Bluetooth speaker, right? Like that's the difference from reselling. Like if you like reselling, great, and I love it too, but the difference is when you're reselling versus when you are flipping phones, you know the phone is gonna sell way faster than the Bluetooth speaker. Because there's a bunch of Bluetooth speakers out there and you can take the price down as much as you want, but there's always going to be somebody that may take that sale from you. Now, your people in your area could even go to Amazon and they can get that same product same day with Amazon Prime. You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to phones, here's where people win. People have to actually run their credit to get devices. They have to have some type of documentation, a license, a carrier, whatever. There are requirements for people to get phones. You break that barrier when you start flipping them because then you stop requiring certain things which people then can now take advantage of. Products, not really. There's not really many products where there's requirements for consumers and you're not necessarily supplying the demand that no one else can fulfill. With phones, you are. But then we talk about iPads. And the reason I went on that spiel is because iPads, they're dangerous. Okay? I've had great iPad deals. I've had bad iPad deals. I've had iPad deals. Matter of fact, iPads have paid my rent for one of my locations I lived at for like 8 months. It was when the iPads, when they first came out with those big ass iPads. Now, you know, what I was doing was I was buying them from somebody that was doing insurance claims. And I would get 3 every single time from each person. Oh my God, it was so lovely. It was so lovely. I remember it like it was yesterday. Because what ended up happening was they would send me these iPads. And the iPads They were only paying like $50 for it. So it was 800 times 3, every person. I had about 10 people hooking me up. That's 24. Now I had to pay them like 500 each, right? So 500 times 10, that's that, minus the 24, because I want to paint this picture for y'all. I had to go ahead and I had to pay the runner, the person that was actually getting me the phone, so the person that was picking them up. So that ended up being like 500 due. You know what I mean? So we welcome over 19. I'm telling you right now, iPads used to be so lucrative. Now iPads are no longer lucrative. Now you might be like, Brandon, you BSing. You said, Brandon, you wrong. Okay. If I'm wrong, I welcome anybody to come up here and tell me why I'm wrong, right? iPads, right? Now, here's the problem with iPads. You're rarely ever going to see new ones. You're rarely ever going to see new ones. Now, I do get we see some ones that have boxes, right? Some are even in the box. But the problem is iPads are only really valuable if they're sealed. They're not valuable when they're unsealed. They're not. You don't believe me, right? Okay, let's do this real quick. So look at this. Sealed, $820. Open, $740. Grade A, $550. Now, grade A is going to be the iPad that basically is used, but has no cosmetic damage. The B is going to be the same thing, but with some scratches. The grade A, usually no box. So you mean to tell me if somebody is telling me they got a new iPad with no box, I'm getting $550 instead of the $820? Absolutely. See, this is why Samsungs and iPads don't usually get talked about, because iPads are not profitable. I'm going to say it again for the people on the back. iPads are not profitable. Now, iPads are fun, right? So it's like, it's one of those things where if you're a phone flipper, the only reason why you're going to want to actually go and get iPads is literally, ooh, that almost damaged that thing. It's literally because you don't want to miss out on an opportunity to compound your transaction. Now, what I mean by that is the only way you want to buy iPads is if you're buying them with a phone. So what ends up happening, and this happens all the time, is people will go into a store, they'll get a phone, and then when they get the phones, the representative will be like, hey, did you want to get this free iPad too? It's only going to be $10 extra on your bill. Remember, they're not planning to pay the bill in the first place. So they're like, yeah, absolutely. And all they do is pay the taxes for the iPads. Now, here's where things get sticky. Well, they pay the taxes, but they looking at, oh man, this is an iPad, bro. Like, this is an iPad 7th gen. And it's a 7th gen iPad Air. And they think that iPad is worth money. And it's not. iPads have one of the most inflated markets where people feel like just because they have an iPad Pro, they gonna get $500. Bro, iPads are worth less than iPhones. Now, here's the reason why. iPads are extremely difficult to fix. Extremely difficult to fix. Like, if you had to ask me what device do I hate fixing, like, hate. Like, people have came to me, hey, can you fix my iPad? No. I got the iPad screen right in the back. No. I'm sorry, I don't have it. I've instructed people, turn everyone away that wants to get their iPads fixed. Everyone. You have to go next door to the person next door and let them fix it. Why? Because iPads are really risky. They're very hard to fix, and they become a nuisance, right? And it's the same thing when it comes to like repairing the speakers and stuff. Now, another reason why iPads, their prices are so inflated, well, they don't actually get used. Most consumers get iPads and then they don't really use them. Now, with the exception of like students and people that use it for like a laptop, but now Apple has made their laptops a little bit more affordable, which then in return makes the iPads even more obsolete. I think that the iPad is the iPhone Plus type of ordeal. Like they should, I mean, I can't say they shouldn't have came with the iPad because I used to use iPads, but it's like now, it's like what else? Like what is the iPad doing for us? And with those thoughts, that's the reason prices are now very low. Now, it's because you might see buyers saying they'll pay this much, but like, let's do it. Let's look. Because before I speak again, like I'll be telling y'all, I'll be wanting to make sure I do my work, right? Because I may have known what the iPad was worth yesterday, but it might be worth something different. So iPad 13 inch, 8th gen, 256 gigabyte price. Let's see, maybe I'm wrong. This is worth $1,200. The buyer is going to pay $140. That is an extreme great profit, right? Here's the problem. Here's the problem. I'm telling y'all, man. Here's the problem. If I type in that same thing I just typed in Google, right here, right? Look at this. Nothing pops up. So let's do this. Damn, nothing popping up. Don't nobody got it. That's my point. But hold on, I want to see something. Yeah. See, you might be like, well, that's a good price. The problem is, bro, it's not, because they're paying $800 for one that's open on Amazon. I mean, on eBay. That's how much they're trying to get. So it's like, you probably can get the tablet, but the tablet's going to be hard for you to find. And like, get the pricing out of your mind. We got to talk about the capturing it, like getting it. That's the hard part, because not a lot of people list iPads, and that's why I really don't cover them. So yeah, for the 13th gen, that's too high anyway. Like, I'm not doing nothing over 500. The iPad Air 11 inch, that looks pretty good. But then we got to think, how much is that? You know what I mean? Like, how much is that going to cost us? So again, iPads are very, very annoying to me. Like, I feel like the iPads, they're hard to get. When you get them, they're not new. They're usually open. When they're open, they're low price. When they're low price, you're not able to really negotiate correctly. It's just very frustrating. Very frustrating, bro. So I wouldn't even deal with those. What other ones we gonna do, man? I'm not gonna do MacBooks. I mean, I'll show you guys the MacBooks. MacBooks are really, really interesting. I like MacBooks. I like to sell MacBooks. I like to buy them. They're very expensive. MacBooks are very expensive. They're very risky. If you buy the wrong MacBook with the wrong password on it, because you got to set one up when you set up the MacBook to test. MacBooks are very hard because it's so many different factors. I used to buy MacBooks from people that had studios, like recording studios and stuff. But again, it's just really dangerous. You're going to end up catching yourself in a hole. And then you're going to have to dig yourself out the hole trying to sell it to other people. And that's where it's like, I don't know if I really feel like going through that headache. Then you got dents. Then you got the battery problem. Some MacBooks got bad batteries and you can't tell until you sitting with it for like a week. Then you got the fact that they may have different defects within the motherboard. They may also have a low shelf life because they've been used a lot. MacBooks are very dangerous to flip. So I would definitely recommend not flipping them at all and just saying, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take my talents to South Beach and go get iPhones, because MacBooks are very difficult for you to be able to maintain when it comes to selling. And then lastly, let's talk about iCloud devices. All right. Now we're going to talk about iCloud devices. So if you don't know, I do buy iCloud lock phones. And the reason I buy iCloud lock phones is because there was one time when I made a purchase from OfferUp, and I told the guy I would meet him at his house. I met the guy at the crib. When I went to go ahead and buy the phone from him, he finessed me. He tried to snatch the phone, but before he snatched the phone, I snatched the money. Fast forward, this same person sells one of those phones or that phone to my store. They take the phone in. As they take the phone in, I go throughout my week. Then Sunday comes, I go to try and sell that phone to a buyer, guys. That phone is locked. Got iCloud on it. I didn't know what the hell to do because I'm just starting out, you know, and I got to make as much money as possible. So I had to find a buyer that brought the phone, even if it was iCloud locked. And I found one, and we utilize them. And this is some of the prices. So we're not going to talk about irrelevant phones. I want to just talk about phones that you can get that are in great condition or good condition. The phones I would recommend: iPhone 13 Pro Max, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 13 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro, iPhone 14 Pro Max, iPhone 15, iPhone 15 Plus, iPhone 15 Pro Max, iPhone 15 Pro, iPhone 15, iPhone 16 Pro Max, iPhone 16 Pro, iPhone 16 Plus, iPhone 16, iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Air. Those are like the devices that I would recommend. But I really want to put a really good little bug in your ear. You ready? If you can find an iPhone 16 Plus that is iCloud locked, you hit the gold mine. Because one, iPhone 16 Pluses don't really sell. Two, if you find one though, the person that's selling it obviously will feel like, damn, like this phone already ain't kicking, and now I'm about to go ahead and buy this. I got an iCloud lock one, and now I'm trying to sell it. They're going to end up going down in their price. And that's where the beauty comes in, because an iPhone 16 Plus, y'all, $210 you can get if it's good condition. You'll probably be able to buy that thing for that person for $1 or maybe $50. I'm telling you, that's a gold mine. iCloud lock phones can be brought. I don't buy demo units. I don't buy demos. I don't buy phones from people that snatch them out the store. That's a level I won't go. You know what I mean? I won't do that, because like that's blatantly accepting stolen merchandise. Like I'm blatantly a part of the robbery then. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good. All right? So those are going to be our rundown to the price list. Now I want to talk about something else, man. I'm excited because we have a redesigned website, and everybody that has signed up and has become a member of the previous site, you have to do it again. Now I do this every year. Every year I reset, okay? So what we do is I am very self-aware of my business. I'm self-aware of my clientele. I'm self-aware of everyone that has supported me as well. And I thank you guys. And I want to start there. But we are going in a direction that is just improving. And that's just simple, right? We are trying to continue to improve. So what we do is we every single year switch our websites, just redesign them and make them better. This is the new WESPLY.com, and that stands for We Supply. Now, this website is basically going to be the hub this year for all of the products and the resources and the guides and the courses and the mentorships and the book calls and all of that. But you're able to literally get on this website and find things easier, faster, and we're going to continue to improve. But if you are somebody that has signed up as a customer previously, you have to sign in and create a new profile, as the profiles will give you access to new things, right? We're not just talking order tracking. We're not just talking emails. We want to be able to give you access to freebies, access to a bunch of different things, and we are integrating that here. So when you're seeing this, hearing my voice, definitely go ahead and check out WESPLY.com. Check out the new site. Thank you for the likes. Thank you. But make sure that you are browsing, guys, because if I take you guys on a nice little tour, right, we have ways to buy products. So you have 3 ways to buy products off of this website. You can buy resellers kits, which we recommend, build a box, which is where you build in your own bundle box and you're getting your own products in a bundle. We have shop products where you can get your own individual products that you want. Now, you guys know by now, I am very big on making sure you guys get that wholesale discount. If you don't know, I created WESPLY, which stands for We Supply, because I, as a reseller, had a hard time finding products to get for my phone stores, for my personal use, and also for students that I was helping out. I started drop shipping, and I was one of those people that bought into the whole drop shipping trend, and I ended up getting hit with mad chargebacks and finding out that it was all cap. So I created this website when I had a little bit of money, when I also had connections, so that resellers would never have to get drawn into needing permits and licenses and EINs just to start, right? Now, of course, you need that documentation to keep flourishing and building your business, but there are different ways to test out the income that you want to make or start. And this is one of the greatest business ideas I think I've ever had in my life, okay? So the resellers kit is going to be a kit where we give you guys trending products. So this is good for starters, because if you go ahead and you get the resellers kit, now you're getting a kit that you're literally going to have to not wait for 4 weeks, obviously, right? Everything ships from the United States of America, but you get a bunch of different options. You can get a 30-piece resellers kit, which is good for if you're trying to resell for the first time, if you want low risk but fast learning or fast selling products. It's smarter flips. The 50-piece resellers kit is going to be a kit where you can literally start moving volume. So the 30-piece is if you're just starting out on platforms. 50 pieces if you have multiple platforms and you're trying to continue to hype it up and make more and more money. I personally always recommend people to continue building their business in different ways, right? So if you're somebody out there looking to flourish and looking to start reselling, start out with a 30-piece. If you're somebody out there that is trying to maximize your profit, start with the 50-piece, right? And then we got specialty kits. Now, the specialty kits is something that we actually just created in November, and these kits are going to be kits of products that sell a lot. So we got chargers. So we literally sell a bunch of charging products. So this is where you'll be able to get 45 chargers, okay? Then we have the AirPod clones reseller kit, which is going to be the clones, where you get 20 headphones, okay? 20. Now, if you don't know, clones are headphones that literally look just like the regular thing. They're not reps. Instead, they are these things, which I'm going to have a refreshing video come out shortly, but no Apple logos, but they have the same product inside the box that we're all used to. And then you have the Then you have the regular Gen 2 clones, right? The regular Gen 2 clones don't, again, have any Apple logo, okay? So these are, you're gonna get 10 of these and you're gonna get 10 of these. Now, these sell for 60, these sell for around 90. Sometimes you can sell them for 120. I haven't been able to sell them for 120 recently, especially with the holiday. I've had to give bundles and deals and, you know, just settle for 90 because people, they want more bang for the buck, especially with the economy the way that it is, right? So literally, that right there costs $380, but we're talking about you making 600 plus from just that one box. Then we have the Labubus. So you have the Labubu resellers kit where I believe you get 15 Labubus. And right now, to give an example, this is like one of the best Labubu top selling ones that we have. This literally, we get this wholesale $9. You can buy it, or you can get it for the from the resellers kit with the 15, I believe, or is it 25? It's like 15 to 25 in there. But you resell this for $35. This right here sells for $35. $35, okay? Now, not to mention, if you're buying this wholesale, you're spending $9, making a $35 product, and you're able to literally start making $23, $20 profit, and it's easy. It's not hard. It's very, very simple. It's 25, okay? So you get 25 of them, okay? So that's how you could buy, right? Now, you have another way of buying through this site. You got Build-A-Box. Now, and this is what makes me really proud about the type of person and content creator that I'm becoming, is that, you know, I scout my competition, right? I come from a sports background, a sports-oriented background, and I like looking at other influencers, content creators, but my problem that I have with a lot of people is they're not selling anything. And what I mean by selling anything is I'm saying they're just creating dreams. They're creating visions for people to just envision themselves being successful without really giving them their foundation or how they did it, right? You're literally going to be able to get a Build-A-Box. Now, what's that? So the Build-A-Box comes in 3 boxes. You got a 4-piece, 6-piece, and a 12-piece, right? Now, you can start out with the 4-piece for $64.99, but that's just a box, literally, guys, that gives you the option to get whatever products that you want. Now, that is something we ended up, I believe, integrating in 2024, and it's taken off, right? So you get to basically sample products that you actually want to try. Now, you also have another type of box you can get. You can get the 6-piece. Now, you get 2 of product number 1. So you can get 2 Gen 2 clones. You get a product number 2, which would be a Type-C adapter. You get 2 of product number 3, which could be any type of charging cable. Then you get product number 4, which will be some type of gadget, including smartwatches, charging stands, charging pads, and Labubus, okay? And then you have the 12-piece box. So the 12-piece box, again, you can get 3 of product number 1, so any of the clones, 3 of them. You can get 3 adapters. You get 2 lightning cables. You get 2 gadgets. And then I think you get another gadget as well. So again, these are ways you go buy too. You can build your own box. Choose your own way that you want to sell. And again, these are all options I was never given. So then also the next one would be obviously just shopping, right? You can shop for your own individual products. And we have 3 categories right now, looking to expand into, and that's something that I'm putting on my list this year. Now, I do sell way more than electronics. I have access to way more than just electronics. The reason I sell, talk, preach, and harp on electronics is because it's one of the most profitable. But we have home stuff. We have a bunch of different things. We have barber things, barber equipment, business to business equipment. We have toys, like literally toys. Like toys you'll find in Walmart, toys you'll find in dollar stores. We have toys. So we have a bunch of different things, but again, it's all about what I see profitable. I'm not going to get on this app or get on this video and just trying to hype people up and preach a dream or try to create a dream. No, it's more so these are things that get results, and we only put result-based products on the website. So as we continue to get those results, maybe we'll add more type of product categories, but we have audio, charging, and gadgets, okay? Now, you can also shop all products or whatever, build your box. Now, let's talk about the services. And the reason I wanted to break this down is because when it comes to We Supply, WESPLY.com, I think that I used to have hustlertaught.me.com. I integrated them all together. And the reason is because I think teaching people how to do something is more of a personal thing for somebody that actually really wants to do it. Like, somebody that actually really wants you to be better doesn't offer you a ebook. Somebody that wants you to do better doesn't offer you a guide. Let me cook. Let me tell y'all what it is, man. Somebody that wants you to actually be better and make money doesn't require you to spend more money on learning how to do it than you actually can make it. So, let's make this clear. We have services. So our services are built to actually put more money in your pocket than you're actually spending. Because again, as a reseller, I had an issue. And my issue was actually that I was spending more money trying to learn how to do something than I actually was making it. So what I did, we have 4 services. We have eBay automation, phone flipping buyers price list, private community, and one-on-one calls. So let's start with eBay automation, right? eBay automation is going to be a service where we list, ship, and provide products for you. All you do is sit back, give us your eBay information. We are actually going to have a listing service for you. You get assigned an assistant. That assistant will work for you for as long as you or the package you choose. Now, speaking of packages, right? We have a basic, pro, and a scale model. Now, every single month, every continuously making our services better. Now, I want you guys to understand something about me, right? I've been broke. I've been homeless. I woke up disgusted with my life plenty of times. So not one time will I ever play with you and yours. So what I do is I have to always assess what the hell could I do to make the business models when it comes to our services especially better. So we have basic, which is 1 month of assistant support. Now remember, everyone is going to get an assistant. Now we have 4 working on 5, okay? Now, I already have a bunch of people we already work with eBay automation, but we also have people that drop off and do their own thing, because eventually what happens is you start seeing your store making money and you're like, well, if I don't have to pay this monthly cost to Brandon, I can make more. And that's fine, right? The goal is not for you to stay on eBay automation. The goal is for eBay automation to help you actually catapult to making money by yourself. I tell you guys these stories all the time when I talk to friends and I ask them about their mentorships and their programs and their courses and their Zoom calls. They always literally tell me, bro, the point is to have the person come back. The point is to make sure you give them just enough and then have them need you so you can reel them back in. I don't need to do that shit. Because see, what I didn't realize was that my business is more so about giving you things to help you make money rather than taking your money and then telling you something. I don't sell information, I sell products. Let's make that clear. Shit. Let me say it again. I don't sell products. No, I don't sell information, I sell products. So that's my lane, right? So I don't ever try to preach to somebody, whether it's on TikTok or whether it's on YouTube, hey guys, I'm going to make you $1 billion. I'm going to make you just like me. Bro, I had to struggle to get here, bro. I had to sacrifice to get here, and I had to lose shit to get here. Ain't shit peaches and motherfucking cream here. So why would I ever have a service or try to promote a course or whatever to try and act like we're going to create a fairy tale? No. So with the services that we have, eBay automation, we list, ship, and provide the products. So all the products come from my warehouse. We list them for you. which means we do the product research, we do the SEO, we make sure we are looking at pricing, we make sure that we're making it the best chance for you to make money on products we already see selling on other stores. Next, we make sure we're listing 7 days a week. We don't list 5 days, 4 days, 3 days, or 2. We list 7 days. Now, you may see just revisions, but there are going to be listings. And then after that, we make sure that we are repeating and we're keeping up with your eBay. We're keeping up with your service because we understand that your brand recognition is more important than anything. So you have 1 month, which is our basic. You have 10 weeks, which is our pro. And then you have 4 months, which is our scale. Now you're going to have 1 week of assistant support with basic, 10 weeks with pro, and 4 months of assistant support with scale. Yes, that means you're going to have assistant for 4 months. Now, what type of things can you ask your assistant? You can say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Assistant. Now, my man Jordan is one of the assistants, and you can say, hey, Jordan, my goal this week is to get $150 profit. How can we make this happen? Hey, Jordan, I see that you listed these headphones. Great job. But could we increase the pricing? Hey, Jordan, could we put up some products that we can put free shipping up because I feel like that will work better for the store? Hey, Jordan, what is the estimated profit return if we list this, this, and this? Hey, Jordan, can we change these these product pictures? Like you have an assistant that is working on your account for you. You are the boss of. Okay, so you're hiring someone to actually help build your eBay account. Now, if you're talking about money, guys, money is not the problem, especially when it comes to one of these services, because in order to have someone list for you, in my opinion, it has to make sense for you, right? So I'll take a look at one of these services and then we'll move on, right? So the basic eBay automation package is $300, okay? Now, again, it's done for you, listings, everything I just explained. We ain't gonna go back into it. But what happens is that's gonna be $300 for 1 month. Wait, $300 for 1 month. Okay, so let's make this clear. $300 for 1 month, what does that equate a week? Because now you have to look at it like a business, okay? Because if you're gonna run your eBay, you gotta make it make sense. So that's $75 a week. How much is that a day? Like I'm breaking down how I would pay my employees, how I think of my employees, how I think of headcount, right? Now that's $10.71 you're paying an assistant to work on your eBay every single day. It's extremely worth it. Let me explain to you guys how it works as somebody that owns stores and owns businesses. What happens is every person you let work at your business has a head count. If you have a job, you are a part of a head count. You have a number above your head when you walk into your job. Some people, the number's 271. Some people may have a 438. It depends on how much this person is worth. And as somebody that employs you, what you have to do is self-assess if this person is worth that amount of money. That's why some people get fired, some people get promotions, because I'm gonna promote somebody that I'm paying $273 a day with if they're making me $683. That's why if you ever worked at a cell phone store, you have a dealer code. I'm telling you, I'm literally giving you guys the insight on how this business works, right? So the dealer code, somebody could actually pull your numbers, pull up and extract how much money lifetime you have made the company versus how much money we paid you. We self-assess this every single month. We do that just to make sure that you are actually worth it. It's the same thing with eBay automation. So $300 a month for your assistant. Then you can self-assess if this person is worth it, right? But again, that is really, really convenient and also helps you make more money. All right, so again, I want to make this clear. That's why when I preach and talk about my business and when I talk about the services we offer, understand the services we offer are not services that are meant to take money from you. I don't really want to take the money. I want to get reviews. I want to build. I think of my business like lawyers think of theirs, right? Lawyers make money, but they really, really make the money from getting reviews. I just had to deal with a lawyer. I just beat a case yesterday. And again, that sounded crazy. But again, it's like being able to hire and delegate and outsource to make things easier for you, especially if you own or work and have a job, you're going to see more profit, but also more progression, right? Because you can't do everything yourself. I had to learn that myself the hard way. Now, the next service that we do provide is going to be phone flipping. Now, phone flipping, of course, everyone knows about the phone flipping buyers price list is 50 buyers, 25 in the United States, 25 overseas, and you are getting them all on one price list. In that price list, which is right here, you're going to actually be able to work with buyers. So you could literally buy anything, new phones, used phones, Samsungs, iCloud locked, iPads, Apple accessories, MacBooks, Apple watches, iCloud locked, iPads. And then also right here, Apple accessories, it includes AirTags, it includes the mouse, the Apple mouse, it includes AirPods, Gen 2s, Gen 3s, it includes the little Apple headset thing, the virtual reality, the PS5s, the Apple Pencils, Xboxes, PS5s. So again, on this price list, you're able to literally go ahead and buy products from other people and then resell those products to the buyers. Now, again, that is a benefit, okay? That is a benefit for everyone. Now, when it comes to the private community, that's another service that we do. And I don't think, and I tell all my students this when we first work, and some of you guys that are my students can contest, like, I do not want a Discord. I have a Discord. And the problem I see with the Discord is there's too many people talking instead of actually making money. See, I've been presented with a lot of opportunities to have, what do you call those people that monitor your chat? To have those type of people, right? Moderators, right? And I love the people that have asked to be my moderators and have asked to do things for me. I love you guys, right? Having people actually want to help me is one of the biggest, what do you call it? Like, it makes me feel good. Like, I love that, right? But here's the thing. If I'm being honest and I'm trying to actually help people make money, they have to work with who? They have to speak to who? Who do they have to speak to? Me! They don't have to speak to nobody else but me, right? That's a fact, right? So I want you guys to understand that's where I come from with it. When you click this and you go to private community, it's going to take you here. How much money did that say? Did that say $2.99? Did that say $197? What did I say, y'all? What did I say? It say $27. Not only does it say $27, because if you click on it, right, it's going to actually tell you what you get. So you get the phone flipping buyer's price list. You get the updates on products that are going to drop first. You get all of my digital products, all my courses, and all that other stuff that people pay. They charge people to pay for. Well, let's say they charge people to pay. They charge people and ask them to pay for. You get the chat to talk to me. You get unlimited book calls. Speaking of book calls, we're gonna go there. Speaking of book calls, hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me talk. Let me go. I want to see something real quick. I just sent an email to somebody because this link. Okay, there we go. Now it's going in. Speaking of book calls, you can book calls with me. 1 hour, 79 minutes. 30 minutes, $59. 15 minutes, $39. But with the private community, how much that costs? $27. Unlimited book calls. That's all I'm saying. And you may be wondering, why the hell did I do that? Well, see, what I understand is if I can sit down and actually work with you and we actually put paper to pen or pen to paper and we actually are working on helping you become whatever you're trying to be, and you're actually taking the right steps and being freaking serious, I don't want your bread, bro. I want your review. I'm going to say that every time. I don't want your money. I want your review. But the reason I got to charge you money is because I got to live. I got to eat. My daughter need a pair of shoes. My son need a pair of shoes. Yeah. But if I take $1 billion from one person, let me tell you something. That $1 billion is going to run out eventually. Yeah, it will. It will run out eventually. I know. You're like, oh my God, no, it won't, Brandon. You're going to be rich forever then. No, I'm not. Right? And that's the difference. Ignorance versus financial understanding. Okay. Financial literacy has to really be something I think we all need. Because see, when you start looking at money, you start realizing that money is not the goal. Making money is not the goal. It's not. Being able to continue to have some type of asset while you are gone should be the goal. So I know for a fact that these things that I'm putting on this computer, these videos that I'm making, the way that I'm teaching, those are things that will carry on way beyond my days, that will create value for my children. So the way I think of it is, I'm not taxing somebody just for right now. I'm going to work with you and help build your goal or foundation so that you continue to work with me and we build a lucrative partnership and relationship to keep money coming in. That's it, for you and for me. It has to be two people sitting at a table and eating together. See, the difference is we have to have equal portions on our plate. The problem with a lot of people is they're too fucking greedy. And that's a fact. That's a fact. That's a fact. Y'all know I'm speaking facts, bruh. Facts. All right, let's continue. But yeah. All right, so next we have learn. Now, this is going to be where you can go ahead and you can learn and get my product guides and courses and everything that you need. You can get the phone flipping ones and you can get the product reselling ones. Then you can also do the automations, but here is where you're going to want to go. Now, it's not up yet because we are releasing our freebies on Friday, but you will be able to access a library of free things. Yes, free stuff, free things, free smoke, free things, okay? So we have free resources, and that will be one of the staples of this website. Okay, and then about, got your boy. You got your boy. All right, so, you know, that's the website, guys. I'm very pleased with it. I would love to know what you guys think about it, so definitely, you know, let me know. Definitely let me know. All right, now tonight I do plan on going live, and I plan on having our first, what's today? Today's Wednesday. Yeah, I plan on having our first product reselling class. This guy's stay trying to get me to go out, bro. I'm not going out nowhere. I gotta lock the fuck in, man. We're gonna have our first product reselling little pop-up. I'm not even announcing it. I'm just doing it tonight. I think that what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go live tonight or today, 5 p.m. Eastern is my target time. And what I'll do is I'm gonna go live and I'm gonna go over the basics of reselling, and we're going to set up the tempo to do this every Wednesday. Because I know for a fact that we can do this, man. You know, this morning I was about to quit YouTube. I want to talk to YouTube real quick, y'all. I want to talk to YouTube real quick. Let me go full screen. I want to talk to them. Because if they keep playing with me, hey, YouTube, let me talk to you, man. If you keep playing with my views, man, I'm off this platform, man. This is my last year. This is my last year, I think, of me doing YouTube being under, how can I put this? I feel like, I don't think it's my supporters at all. I just feel like I'm not getting recognized. Do you know how, I ain't gonna go there. I just feel like I'm not being recognized, yo. I feel like I put out a lot of content that gives a lot of information, but I feel like I don't reap the benefit. I'm not asking for the money. I don't care about the bread. That's a lie. I care about the money. But I care about being seen. My videos just getting a chance to be seen way more than I care about just the money. I'd rather get 1,000 eyeballs than $1,000 because the 1,000 eyeballs will help me. And that's something that I can curate and build off of, okay? So, yeah, that sucked. And I just wanted to explain that to you guys because, again, I know a lot of us, we think that, you know, some people are just ultra successful and just so great. Nah, bro, like that shit it be eating at your boy, man. It be eating at your boy, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about product reselling and all of that. And we're gonna have fun tonight, all right? So I'm probably gonna go live and do that. And I hope to see you guys there, man, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate you. And I will see you guys in the next one. All right, I'm about to go ahead and do my thing. And hopefully you guys have a great day and do yours. Don't let nobody mess your energy up. Don't let nobody steal your joy, and continue to keep flourishing and thriving. Okay, you guys got this. Peace.